Testing. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
The mic or?
It's being recorded right now.
Oh shit. Sorry. Wait.
How y'all doing, family? All praise and honor go to the Most High. This is the Colorado Culture Connection. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Adrian, your host, and it's going to be an awesome day today. We got folks from the Blatino Podcast. We got my homie Chris right here with Vagabon. Check it out. Boom. We've also got Angeles and Gio for you doing a performance later on, and DJ Dani D on the ones and twos. Let's get it. Cool. Chris, tell us a little bit about Vagabon, what you do there.
What do you mean?
So what? I mean, what do you do with your brand? Where's it from? Tell me about your story, man. What's up?
Oh man, so Vagabon is it's actually pronounced Vagabon.
Okay, how do you pronounce it?
Vagabon.
Vagabon. Okay.
It's Haitian Creole for hoodlum.
Okay. Okay.
It's a part of my past, so we won't dive too much into it. Oh,
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah. There you go.
Hey. No, it's a part of my past that helped me come to where I'm at now. On a personal level, it's like a badge of honor. Like it's tattooed on my face.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah, that's basically what it is for me.
Where are you from?
I'm from California.
You're from Cali?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So where'd you get the word? Why a Haitian word that means hoodlum?
So, I moved to the South back in 2014.
Yeah.
2013, and I was doing some shady business with Haitians.
Got you. Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
that's I'm gonna only go that far.
That's
that,
cool,
though.
man. We will not incriminate ourselves on the show. No, that's cool, man. So, tell me, you said you've started it maybe in May, but COVID hit, or it was March, right? You said
March.
Okay,
Yeah.
you started in March, and COVID hit, and so take me a little bit through your process on when you started and where you're at right now.
So I'm actually very grateful for COVID happening and shutting things down, because jumping right into it in March, like I did a little print up, did a photo shoot, was like, yeah, I'm just going to put this out here. I was blind with that. So with the COVID thing happening, I got time to do homework, look into different ways to,
Yeah.
different ways to really progress it in the right fashion.
Okay.
Instead of just going in, but it was like I had no clue what the hell I was doing except print these T-shirts. I sell these T-shirts.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more to it.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
It's building a business.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
You're worried about invoices, income statements, balance sheets, all that stuff. You're building a business, and so tell me a little bit about your website. What you got on there? You said you have some. So these are the shirts. Check them out.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you say it again?
Vagabond, whichever you prefer. However,
I want to get it correct. So, and then you said you also have some custom stuff that you do.
Yes, yeah, I do custom baseball jerseys, but you have to reach out to me personally to get those. Yeah, those are on my Instagram though. Official Vagabond Clothing, that's the IG tag, and
Official Vagabond Clothing.
Yeah, and the website's in my bio as well.
Okay.
Individualvagabond.com is the website.
Nice.
So yeah,
nice, man. So yeah, and just to give the folks that are tuning in for the first time, what we do here is it's the idea of building community, building your network. And so I purchased this shirt from him because when I bring people on the show, I want to be able to give. We got to understand that there's a lot of power in our money and our purchasing power. And if we're able to build with each other and utilize each other's networks, we can build each other up. And we don't have to continue to rely on the institutions that bind us. We don't have to continue to rely on these banks. We ain't got to rely on anybody, these fashion designers and the people that, really couldn't care less about us. We keep our money in our community and we build our community up. And they say, what, 6 times your money is spent 6 times when you spend it within the community. Whereas if you go to like Lowe's or Home Depot, it recirculates, or no, it doesn't at all. It doesn't recirculate. It's there and it's gone. But the idea of recirculation of money is very important, you know, and having people like you on, man, and having people that are entrepreneurs that like you said, you had an idea at 18, you know, but it was just an 18-year-old's idea, and now you've set yourself up, you got your website going, you got the shirts pumping. Where else can we see some of your stuff? You have the website, Instagram. Is that all you got right now?
Yeah, that's all I have right now. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, man. Plug in. Tell them where you're at real quick for me again. Your Instagram and your website. Where can they find you?
Official Vagabon clothing on IG and individualvagabond.com is the website.
So go follow it. Go say what's up. Say you saw him on the Colorado Culture Connection. He'll holler at you, and then I'll get you something cool. So, yeah, please, that's all we're asking, man. It doesn't take much to follow somebody. It doesn't take much to support somebody. And in this digital age, it's crazy to talk about, but those things are important, you know?
Right.
Impressions and social media and all that. It's important. So
this is important.
I have a random question.
Realize
I
this is
got a
important.
random question.
yeah.
How much does your merch price range is, and randomly, how much is a custom jersey?
So the T-shirts are $30
Okay.
flat. $30. The custom jersey is $100 flat, and that pays for your shipping, everything.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just wondering.
Okay.
Well, right on. We appreciate you
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
out, man. We appreciate all of you watching,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we're going to
yeah.
go ahead and go cut to a song real quick.
Yeah.
DJ
Hold
Dani
on.
D.
I gotta get my minute.
Oh,
of fame,
maybe
man.
not. Maybe we got, oh, shoot.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got a little
what's
surprise.
Up? What's up? Can I double mic it? Usually I'm double beering it.
Yeah, right. Double fisting it, right?
I just want to say shout out my boy, Yo Soy Riaga, man.
Yo,
Like, let me reiterate that real quick. Like you said, I purchase everything. Everything I rock on this show, during anything, I purchase everything. Support local business, our entrepreneurs, our clothing line, our apparel. Yo, Soy, this shit feels good, dog. Hey.
That's that good quality.
Camera was on. There it is. This is important. Support. That's what I'm going to say.
Oh,
Thanks,
shit,
brother.
I didn't even realize.
Thanks,
so
brother.
we're just sitting here saying this is important. That motherfucking shirt. Oh, man. See, it's called serendipity, man. It's we're supposed to be here. We are where we're supposed to be, and we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, and that's love, community, and building.
Right.
And that's what we're about, man. So if you're an artist, you're a DJ,
Tap in
you're
over there. Look at that there. Right
oh
there, that
shoot,
one,
that's
that one
my dude right there.
right
So if you're
Tap
an
in.
artist, you're a DJ, you're you have food, you're a restaurant,
Arts, clothing,
exactly,
apparel,
art,
you know,
fashion design,
tap
all
in.
of it.
Sorry, I had to jump in and say that
Tattoo
real quick.
artist, you good?
We do have a great show
Food.
up later. We
Food.
got the crew from Blatino Podcast. Right,
Yes,
right,
they
right.
are.
DJ Dani D in the building. Thank you for being our guest DJ, and of course Angeles Gio.
Yes,
Got a
sir.
performance. So everybody stick around. We're gonna go to a music video right now, real quick though. I Can't Breathe. Have you seen this video yet?
Oh man, yeah.
Dude, we
shout
got
out
Shy Rico, Will Guys,
yep. Mike
oh my
Coates
gosh,
is
Mike Coates
produced it,
produced it.
yeah, so
this is a dope video, so I want y'all to check this out. This is important. Watch this.
Sorry, mama, but I had to do it. Equality is still missing like an absent student. The black movement, tired of getting knees to our necks. Fed up with the walls and tired of putting our backs to it. So I'ma be the voice for my kids. Since they can't do it, I'ma make the choice for my kids and tell them this is deeper than rap. I ain't no preacher, just a speaker with facts. We black gold, we just live from the cracks. Unarmed, I should leave unharmed. If not, then my hive gon' swarm. How many wives gon' mourn? How much longer we survive in this storm? Tired of marching and protesting and writing these songs. But the whole mood is different now. You standing up, we sitting down. We talk about them issues, is you getting in or getting out? Yeah, see, we just tired of being patient. We just need love and ventilation.
I tried to be silent, hard to be non-violent. I swear to God, I tried it. I tried to speak and I fight it, 'cause I can't breathe. No, I can't
feeling like it's hell's race. I ain't never seen a cop car and said I felt safe. And I know I ain't alone. They tell us that they serve and protect, then put a knee against the curb on our necks. You act like you don't see a man bleed and say that he can't breathe. Them unheard voices gon' turn to a stampede. I've seen people screaming about the looting and riots, but when the cops come and shoot us, be quiet. And so we need to hear their names in the streets for justice, a lack of. And all them cops need to be tried by a black judge and a black jury. Cause them badges come with entitlement, killing us in the street and then getting less time than Michael Vick. We got to prevail. At times being black in America's like being a cop that's locked in a jail with the people that he arrested. You won't understand. And if you don't know where you stand, then we know where you stand.
I tried to be silent, hard to be nonviolent. I swear to God, I tried it. I tried to speak and I fight it, cause I can't breathe. No, I can't breathe. I said I can't breathe. No, I can't breathe. No, I can't breathe. Can't breathe. Can't breathe. Can't breathe. Can't breathe. Can't
Hey, do you know how it feels to be black and get bumped cause your tone? Approach was real aggressive, now they burners at your dome. We need a new commander-in-chief, Pat Mahomes. And this ain't black and white no more, it's right or wrong. I thought it'd be different by now, but I was wrong. Thought they'd be convicted in trial, false alarm. How is it that I ain't even safe in my own home? I guess now what's essential is strapping a GoPro. We just want justice, we screaming it just because it's never been fair if your melanin's kinda muddy. Never had my back if you silent about it public. They just pull strings on you characters, you a muppet. We need an equal instead of evil. I just want a real opportunity for my people. I guess all this kneeling wasn't enough. It's not a bad apple, they do it because it's trust.
try to be silent, hard to be nonviolent. I swear to God, I tried it. I tried to speak and I fight it, cause I can't breathe. No, I can't breathe. I said I can't breathe. I can't breathe. No, I can't breathe. I said I can't breathe. If you white, you black right now. I swear I can't. If you yellow, you black right now. See, we tired of talking about it, and we tired of mocking about it. But still to know it now. What I ain't no no. If you black, then you black right now. If you white, then you black right now. If you red, then you black right now. If you yellow, then you black right now. If you black, then you black right now. If you white, then you white right now. If you red, then you red right now. Here we go again. What I said is what I said right now. I can't breathe again.
Welcome back to the Colorado Culture Connection. I am Adrian Garcia. Thank you for being with us today. I'm repping FamBAM Productions in CALLYWOOD, and we are bringing you the Blatino Podcast. Thank y'all for being with us today. We're going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves, catch their social media handles, because we want everybody to follow, everybody to share, everybody to like. We're building community, and this is the way that we do it. So go ahead.
My name is Lance Maharas, host of Turns Up TV, founder and co-host of the Blatino Podcast.
My name is Stephanie Monje, co-host of the Blatino Podcast, also co-founder, right? Yeah, totally. And my social medias, you can find me on Instagram at Steph's Outre. That is Steph, S-O-U-T-R-E. And you can find me as Stephanie Monje on Facebook and all other platforms.
Oh, look, it's the gang. Yo soy Riaga, Senor Blanca. You can follow me at Yo Soy Riaga, YOSOYRIAGA.
Awesome. And then we've got DJ Danny over here. Say what's
You.
up. Holla, holla.
What's up, what's up, what's
Let's
up?
go.
My name is DJ Dani D. I also go by Lil D. You can follow me on Instagram at DJ Dani D 303, Facebook Danny Hernandez, and go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Team Lil D.
We gonna catch that one more time. Whoa, whoa. edit that out, guys. Don't worry about it.
Word.
Well, cool. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate it.
Okay. Word.
Cool. All right, guys. So, yeah, thank you for being here. So tell us a little bit about what the Blatino Podcast is about.
I can go ahead and tell you guys.
Word.
So the Blatino Podcast, we are considered a society and culture podcast. Basically what we do is we talk about all issues, race, ethnicity, culture, like what's going on in like this day and age when it comes to self-identifying people of color here. We came up with the name Blatino because we liked the inclusivity of it and also just like the mixed identity part of it too. And we kind of talk about a little bit of everything, and I feel like we've been doing a really good job of bringing on guests who come from different backgrounds and come from different skills and experiences. So we're all about providing that platform for our local self-identifying people of color community, and that's what we do. We have fun while we're doing it too. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how long have y'all been doing that for?
Officially, we linked up with Turned Up TV about this year, so 6 months, but we've been doing it since like 2019? Yeah. About around 2019.
I'm new to the squad. They started before I came along, had a great podcast, an idea, and then we had the opportunity to be able to work together with Turned Up TV. And eventually I wanted it just to be them two, and then I'm behind the scenes, but slowly but surely I leaked in, and now I'm one of the co-hosts of it as well. So it's an amazing addition to Turned Up TV for us, and the things we talk about, I think it's things that really need to be, these issues and topics brought to light. And I'm glad to have these two to sit here with, and everyone who tunes in every Thursday to be able to sit down and talk about these topics and just have an open discussion.
Yeah. So give me an example of like some of the topics that you're hitting and some of like the more taboo or racy things that we good? Right here. Okay, my bad. See, we're still working out the kinks, but some of the topics that you discuss on your show.
We're just so diverse with it. I want to say that we talk about. I believe one of our first episodes was really like what we identify as and what our ethnicities are. Riaga and I, we actually got results from Ancestry, so we looked into our DNA a little bit more to like really break that down. We talk about that. We recently had two wonderful guests on. We talked about generational trauma within communities of color. We speak about decolonization. We had an episode about decolonization health. We're just very much under that mindset of like decolonizing so that we can reclaim who we are again as self-identifying, again, people of color. I know that sounds repetitive, but I think it's really important to provide that platform for ourselves and for other people as well. And sometimes we talk about random stuff like, what's that one time we, like social media and relationships, because that's a thing now. Like how much do you post about your relationship on social media? We speak about music, we speak about, our own like journeys with health, our own journeys with mental health. We can literally talk about anything, and I think that's the beauty of us three. We just like vibe really well, and the conversation just soars. This upcoming August, we're actually going to have a series, our back to school series. Nice. And we're going to invite teachers, administrators, and counselors and coaches so that they can kind of give their thoughts and perspective of, COVID-19 and this upcoming school year, because that's a huge thing. And the good thing is that our viewers and listeners, a lot of them are parents. So I'm just really happy that we're going to be able to have that platform from them.
Nice. And so the back to school thing that you got going on, we also have like a little back to school thing that we're working on with the city of Aurora, the mobile food pantry that we've been doing. Because we met at the Brown Pride for Black Lives rally.
Check 1, 2, 3.
Check.
You're.
Ooh, got it.
You're.
Mic check. 1, 2,
Yo, yo,
3.
yo, yo.
Check.
Yo, yo,
mic
yo.
Check. 1, 2, 3.
Happening, like when you were talking. So when somebody else is talking, don't leave it down here, because like she is going into both her mics. So I'm gonna turn these off. I'm just getting way too much feedback, so I can hear you,
Okay.
but you're not gonna hear yourself on the speaker.
Oh, that's fine.
Word.
That's cool.
Cool.
Too many mics too close together.
Gotcha.
Word.
Try that.
Felt that.
So go over that last question. I'm sorry.
The back to school.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
We're good. Sorry, I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Cool. Let me know. Let me know when.
Go ahead. You're good.
Cool. So we met at the Brown Pride for Black Lives rally out there, just really supporting the Black Lives Matter movement and all of that, and you know, we got to talking and just discussing what's going on between the cultures, you know, and I think that, you know, Blatino, that really captivates what some people have experienced in life, and you and myself as well. You know, you're not white enough for the white folk, you're not black enough for the black folk, you know, you're caught in between, you're not Mexican enough for the Mexican folk, you know, and kind of just caught in between with that identity and really trying to find yourself. So, you know, when I started listening to you guys, I feel like you really are able to captivate that, and it's cool. And for people, you know, such as us growing up, having those issues, and not really knowing how to self-identify sometimes, because you're going, you know, you have this part of your family and then this part of your family, and whoever you're hanging out with could be some tough stuff, you know what I mean? Like for people, and sometimes people don't even realize how difficult it is until they're old, you know? Like, I didn't realize my own battle with my identity and who I am as a person is until maybe like my mid-20s, you know? Like, I like really trying to figure it out, you know? And then still, it's a battle. Still, you know, especially with everything going on, it's just trying to figure yourself out and the world. And yeah, man, I like what you guys are doing. I respect what you guys are doing, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Like, I can relate to that 1,000%, because I feel like what we do with the Blatino podcast is like we give everyone a voice, and the right voices, because I feel like a lot of times when it comes to like representation, there's not enough. And if there is representation, I feel like it's misrepresented a lot of times as well. You know what I mean? So with the Blatino podcast, what we're trying to do is just like really just push the envelope of just like, you know, being yourself is 100% okay, you know, and just like, just give like I said, everybody a voice, man. Like, it's no discrimination over here. You know what I mean? And like with the mixed thing, like I wish I had something like this growing up, honestly. I wish I had like a radio station or like a TV show or like a movie that like talked about the things that we talk about, you know. Like, I really could have used that growing up, because now it's like to a point where it's like childhood trauma that I'm unraveling doing this podcast. So it's like therapeutic for me, but I'm also know that it's therapeutic for the listeners as well. You know what I mean?
And I think that we've done a great job on the podcast of being able to bring topics and just knowledge overall to our listeners that a lot of them would probably have never really dove into some different of these different worlds that we're kind of going into at the Blatino podcast. And I think our guest is one thing that we pride ourselves on, is finding knowledgeable guests that are really going to bring value to the show, rather than just, you know, interviewing just almost anyone that we can just come off. Like, when we talk about a topic, we always look to go to try to find some kind of professional that's in that industry. And I think that's one thing that our listeners really enjoy, is being able to get firsthand knowledge about what's going on different things, again, that they might never have even thought about or heard of when it comes to podcasts and media and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it opens the door for conversation, and that's the big thing. And what do you all see as being a good way and a good lever to start really breaking down those barriers, right? Breaking down the black and the brown barriers between the cultures, and I don't fuck with black folk, I don't fuck with Mexicans, you know, like that type of thing. because it's prevalent. Because it's prevalent, and if we're trying to build a better future for everybody, if we're trying to be inclusive with everybody, how do we break down those barriers between races, and then even like the barriers between ourselves when it comes to like Chicanos and Mexicans, for example, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what I'm searching for, and that's, you know, how do we take what we're discussing and take what everybody is finally open and able to talk about and put it into action.
I think for me, it's just realizing that we're all in the same shit. Like,
Period, right?
We're all like, we go through the same struggles and the same discriminations and different things that we understand it. Like, I think that's the biggest thing, is to be like, we're all in this like together. As cliche as it sounds, but we all go through the same shit, you know. Sometimes getting looked at it differently by other people because of our skin color, like the equality, like not having that we're striving for. I think that's just what we're talking about. Is just we're all in this together. We're all in this shit.
I agree with that, just because I think that barrier comes from pride. I really think it comes from pride,
This is
because
important.
there is no I struggle more than you struggle, because at the end of the day we don't want to struggle, you know, but
Right,
unfortunately
yeah.
we do.
Yeah, and struggles aren't comparable.
It's
you
the
know what I'm
thing.
saying?
And we were actually, all three of us were talking about this today. It's almost as if like struggle is like competitive. Like, you know, I went through that shit worse than you did because of my skin
ancestors
color,
were
my
slaves.
ancestors.
My ancestors got
That's
their
true.
land
And
stolen.
it's like, listen,
Yeah.
my ancestors were raped and murdered and had chicken pox. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just like, I relate to that. And at the end of the day, here's the thing. It's just, we are all going to be scrutinized and discriminated against because of the way that we look, unfortunately. Being in a very colorist country, being on land that was stolen, being in an environment where like systemic racism is like super prevalent, no matter what, like, I don't care if, how do I explain this? It's almost as if like I experience a different type of racism than my black community, right?
Right.
But at the same time, we talk about these issues, and at the end of the day, what does it have to do with our skin color, our roots, our ethnicity? So that's how I look at it, and these conversations need to start happening, and there needs to be an environment like our platform, you know, if I'm being humbly speaking, you know,
Yeah, no,
where it's like we
absolutely.
can unite and we can share our opinions. Like, this is what we need to work on as a brown community, and this is what we need to work on as a black community.
Yeah, and it really starts with just like educating yourself and educating others. You know what I'm saying? And but also it's participation by the end of the day, if we're being completely honest.
Yes.
Because it's like one of the hugest dismays that I have with like these POC talks is just like, it's always an opinion on Facebook, but it's never like going to that community, going into that neighborhood, going to this function and actually like, you know, getting to know a black person or getting to know a Latinx person, you know what I'm saying? Or getting to know an Asian person. We just go based off of just like everything that we see on the internet, and we only speak when it's from our social media accounts, and that gets nothing done. Don't get me wrong, like hashtags have a lot of power. Don't get me wrong. Hence the Black Lives Matter movement,
Right.
you know? But at the same time, if you're not out there like protesting or like talking and speaking, like you're never going to truly understand and experience everyone's struggle and understand where they're coming from. Like, why are we protesting? You see it on TV, you see it on these clips, but to actually like go out there and actually like see the pain of black people, to see the pain of Latinx people, seeing the pain of every POC, that's an entirely different feel, and that's an entirely different story.
Heard that.
And I find when we have these conversations, and it's always in the back of my mind, and it's trying to figure out. So we have a nationwide conversation right now around white and black, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's at the forefront, and then you have you know your indigenous people, and and then you can go down the line and name what do you want to be called: Hispanic, Chicano, Latin, Latinx,
Right.
you know, and we and what we're really trying to figure out is there's more to it, because you have the Asian community as well. You know, the
Exactly.
Asian community's
Right.
in there, the Indian community is in there, and it's really just how do we bring everybody together, including white folks? We're gonna have to we're gonna have them as allies.
Yeah, because that's the goal by the end of the day.
Everybody. What do you think, DJ Danny?
I was just wondering, have you guys ever talked about like the mixed community? Because I happen to be black and Mexican, so like.
Oh, I feel you.
It's like the being both is like really difficult. So I was just wondering, also like, you guys ever talk about like light skin versus dark skin? Because I know that's really prevalent in the black community, but it is too in the Mexican community as well too.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah, all right, buddy. I'm the representative of the mixed people in that shit. And yeah, I make it a point because I mean, as a mixed person as well, like we just now are starting to get representation. You know what I'm saying? Like mixed-ish and like someone like a Logic or like a Klay Thompson on screen, you know what I'm saying? A Blake Griffin. Like we're just now getting like legit like representation of it. And I know a lot of times like in the podcast, like sometimes the viewers don't really feel me, but I know that this is like a legit thing that's happening in mixed communities, especially being black and Latino. I'm black and Latino too, but I'm Peruvian, you know what I'm saying? So I feel it, you know what I mean? Like I've really pushed the envelope for that because that's something that I've had to deal with my entire life, you know what I'm saying? Like I have black features, I have Latino features, but because I'm mad light skinned, I'm treated a certain way, you know what I mean? So now I have to go through a different type of perseverance, a different type of struggle from like what a regular black and brown person has to go through, you know what I mean? So it's really important, like on my end, that I have a voice in the shit, you know?
Exactly.
So
appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then just to add on to that, I know that definitely I'm mixed ethnically.
Oh, okay.
So I'm Mexican and Salvadorian, and there's always been a competition. And Adrian, I'm sure you know this too.
And Spanish. You don't like that one, though, do you?
No, I don't. I'm Latina. But it's so it's this thing where, like, and we're going to use that example, the Spanish, right, where Mexicans just think that they're the hierarchy of Latin America. Well, let's be real here.
Man.
Yep. And like they're very
creativos.
Like they think they run this shit, right? They're like, well, we're the biggest country, and it's just like y'all still third world, chill. You know what I mean?
Right.
And me coming from a background where I've seen third world countries in poverty, and like my father is Salvadorian, and he's the one that escaped the civil war crimes in El Salvador. So I think that's like another inclusivity that I really like that we have in the podcast, because being mixed ethnically definitely is a thing too. You know, like you're monoracial, but you can have all these different ethnicities and cultures. So I definitely resonate a bit with where you're coming from, especially being half Mexican. I know.
Right. And just real quick, like it's what I love about the podcast is like we're Latinx, but we're not like Mexican only. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like we're Sudamericano, we Central American as well. You know what I'm saying? And like we have people that come from Spain on our pod as well. You know what I mean? So it shows that Latinx isn't a race. It's more of a culture, and like Steph says all the time, it's an ethnic group. You know what I mean? Because there's black people in Mexico. There's black people in Peru. You know what I'm saying? There's Asian people in South America. Like there's a huge Asian population in Peru, and like Chinese culture is a huge thing in Peru. You know what I'm saying? But you wouldn't know that going into it. You know what I'm saying? So like to really educate people and break it down, like yo, this is what's happening in Latin America. It doesn't like. The typical Cholo isn't the pure representation of all of Latinx culture. You know what I mean? So we really harp on that. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot. So
yeah, I think
and we're gonna hit that note in 1 second. We're gonna cut to a video. I hope y'all enjoy it. It's all Colorado videos, all Colorado music. We're gonna cut to a song. That's what we're gonna do. It's a song.
Let's go.
Holla.
Play your position. You gotta feel me. Let me get you ready since you met me. This the groove. You already in that mood, but keep your cool. Say, yeah. keep your cool.
Don't do ties, couldn't with the ones outside. One slip up, you fry. I done been tied, seeing how they switch they sides. You was in the room, you ride. Don't do cries, got it on me now, not five. Rather get down than five, niggas love them lies. Front like theirs gon' slide. Homie just now realize that niggas ain't real. So I made friends with the still like fuck how a little nigga feel. One hand on the wheel, it's the road to a race to a meal. Remember we ain't had plans for the bills, now things been good. I don't wanna say it, but I should. You oppose, let's talk with the bills. If I had 3 wishes, I use one. I wish a nigga would. Don't die by the we just wanna live, keep cool.
Let me get you ready since you met me, this to prove you already in that mood. But keep your cool.
Yeah. Say.
I know we love our trouble and that's no we can't provide. We let you decide what to do.
Hey P, what up? Wait, okay, I'm done doing favors. Can't go back and forth with a stranger, especially the ones who be hating. Married to the money, so I'm taking. Big bad woods filled up with Gary Payton. Can't trust hoes, so I gotta keep a glove. Say she want love, but I just wanna fuck. Thought you found love, but your girl was a smut. I'ma keep cool, roll up in the cut. I'ma get mine, I'ma shine when it's time. Even in my prime, I'ma grind like I'm down in the 4th. Buy number 9, got your bitch on my line, and she ain't even fine. I just hit for the sport. I ain't have a choice when I jumped off the porch. Smoking on the side and making too much noise. Getting paper and fucking hoes. A couple things a young nigga like me enjoy. That's fact.
Let me get you ready since you met me, this to prove you already in that mood. But keep your cool.
Yeah. Say.
I know we love our trouble and that's no we can't provide. We let you decide what to do.
Yeah.
Trippin'.
Hey.
So keep your cool.
I know I've been distant. Been changing my mind and what I want in life made me change up the way I was living. Frontlining for people who want your position and teach you peripheral vision. But the niggas too loyal to sneak you if you being sneaky, so meet the militia. Cause if they catch me slipping, I know that my kids gon' miss all of them hugs and them kisses. It's always about family, not about money. It was never about bitches. My 40 a hooker got weaving extensions. I call her Jada, she ready and willing. Running from time, but I'm chasing a million. Dodging the beef with a freak in the kitchen. When we ain't fucking, I'm teaching her ism. Fuck Fashion Over, we tryna buy building.
I can just imagine what you must be feeling. And being in black and think you need some healing. How long will you be torn into before you return? I've heard
You're checking out DJ Dani D in the mix, Denver's finest. Let's get it.
Culture Connection. I am Adrian, and yeah, let's get it. DJ Dani D on the ones and twos over there. Say something. Say something for the people.
Say something.
Appreciate it. Much love. Follow me everywhere. Instagram DJ Dani D. Follow me on YouTube Team Lil D, LILD, and I'm selling lashes too. PeriodLashes.com.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, look, it's the guy.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, going back to what we were discussing before the break, we're talking about identity, right? And how we identify ourselves and how the names actually change, because like we were just discussing, Hispanic is essentially Spanish-speaking people. If you're Hispanic, it means you're a Hispanic-speaking person, or excuse me, a Spanish-speaking person. Yeah. If you're Latino, you're from Latin America, okay? And then there's subsections and other things that you can't lump. You have Mexicans, you have Chicanos, you have other people from other places that are Spanish-speaking that aren't Mexican,
Exactly.
And so there's a whole wide range, and that, I guess that's the problem I have sometimes too with trying to lump people together. Is one, who's giving these names? Generally it's the oppressor who is exactly, and who, how do we adopt these names as a culture? What do we say is okay? What do we say is not okay to be called? And does it even matter?
Steph to serve.
That's a great question.
Oh, I love talking about this so much.
Yeah, that's why you go first. Yeah, I'll follow.
I just want everyone watching to just place a clarification on what it means to be Latinx, Hispanic, Spanish, right? So Latinx, and I'm saying Latinx because I believe in the term because it is gender inclusive. And it's getting rid of the machismo, marionismo behind the word Latino, you know what I mean? Because there's also Latina, so Latinx is just that nice middle, And it also includes non-binary folk as well. So Latinx means to have ethnicity or roots come from a Latin American country. So everything Texas down. I mean, if we're being really technical about it, after colonization, but before colonization, I mean, y'all want to have that conversation.
Important.
I mean, Colorado was part of Mexico, so.
Yes, it was.
Hella just Spanish names.
Yeah.
States, you know what I mean?
Colorado,
the color
New
red,
Mexico,
California, San Diego.
Yeah, we built a wall around Colorado because of New Mexico. That's what. Yeah, we got walls in Colorado now, guys.
Hi.
So
Híjole.
Híjole.
So there's that, and then Hispanic just adds on to the Latinx term because a majority of Latin American countries are Spanish-speaking countries, except one, which is Brazil.
Right.
They speak Portuguese, so they actually are categorized to just being Latinx, right? And then you have Spanish, which it bugs me a lot when people are like, oh, this Spanish girl. I'm like, no, because I'm not from Spain.
Right.
That is Europe at this point. It's like, around the world, it's over there in the Mediterranean.
Yeah, it's like here down.
It's the colonizer country, and it sounds like intense to say that, but that's really what it was. Christopher Columbus was Spanish.
That was our history.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And did you know that Christopher Columbus?
Wasn't he Italian? And then he came over. The Queen of Spain funded it, so he was Italian.
Thank you for correcting me.
This is important.
Yeah.
But that explains why Argentina has such a
that
high
little accent,
Italian,
right? Like chiquitito.
Yeah. Even in Mexico, there's a place I think it's called Champilas that I went to, and it was. It was colonized by, or not colonized maybe, but settled by Italians. And you walk into that place, right? You walk into the town, looks like you're walking into Italy. You go into some of their buildings. And there was a Last Supper of just straight looking at people in Italian stuff.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Just Italian
that's
stuff.
crazy.
Like a Last
That's
Supper
crazy.
on the restaurant wall.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, man. So
That's
I mean,
awesome.
yeah, it's a cool. I mean, Mexico's got so many. There's so many different people that colonize that place.
And this is why, going into my next definition here, here in the States, it's very problematic to just identify every brown person you see as Mexican. And I get it.
Yeah.
It's the biggest country in Latin America, and a majority of the West Coast is, we have a lot of Mexican immigrants. But it's not like that in Florida. It's not like that in New York. In New York, Briaga and I talk about this a lot, how in New York you have the Dominicanos, los Puertorriqueños, los Cubanos,
Costa Rica, yeah.
And a lot of my Central American people live over there on the East Coast too. I don't know how that geographically works. I think it's a shorter flight. But anyways, they immigrated there.
Yeah.
And when you just look at a brown person, you automatically say, oh, this Mexican chick. It's like, wait, hold on. How do you know she's Mexican? What if she's Venezuelan? Or what if he's Colombian? Or what if he's Guatemalan? And I think that's one thing that we have to work on in collaboration with the Black community, because I experienced that a lot from my Black friends. Initially they were like, oh, you're Mexican. I'm like, yeah, I am, but I'm also Salvadorian, and you have to recognize that other people can be another Latinx ethnicity without being Mexican. And then we have Chicanos and Chicanx and Chicana. So it's like this beautiful, diverse way of like just really identifying with who you are and where your roots are from. And it's like a cultural identity. That is why Latinx isn't a race, it is an ethnic group, because we also have to take into consideration Latinx folk.
Right.
And it's like, and there's a lot of anti-Blackness in the Latinx community. A lot of it,
Yes.
So it's just, I mean, what do you have to say?
I mean,
I just popped off.
No. That was like snap it up for Steph real quick. You know what I mean? But but yeah, because I mean, this is the thing with just like just with Latinx and like Hispanic and whatnot. It's just like you can be from like a Spanish speaking country and not have learned Spanish whatsoever. You know what I mean? Like that's a huge thing. Like I don't know Spanish fluently. I understand it and I read it better than I actually speak it. You know what I'm saying? Like I know some Spanish sound effects, because if you like Latinx, like we're known for like sound effects. You know what I'm saying? Like tiki 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 tiki. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I used to do this all the time with basketball. You feel me? Because I was so anxious. Like, oh my god. But yeah, it's just like there's so many different layers to it. Like you said, like the Afro Latinx portion of it. You know what I'm saying? The Asian Latinx portion. Like the list goes down. You know what I'm saying? But like, as far as the Black side is concerned, like I feel like we need to understand that there's like more than one Black ethnicity as well. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yeah, Black people come from Africa, but there's so many different countries in Africa. You know what I mean? Like, because in the Latinx culture, we're so big on our ethnicity and being proud of our culture and being proud of where we come from. But in the Black community, you're just kind of like, you're just Black. You know what I'm saying, in the States, but that's not the case everywhere. Like I said, there's Black people everywhere. There's Latinx people everywhere. There's a Latinx person in Australia right now. You know what I mean? So as far as the Black side is concerned, like, I just say this message to say, like, really look into, like, your DNA and what African country you're from. Because it shouldn't be our Black history and our Black culture shouldn't resort back to slavery. There was a time before slavery, and there is a place that we're from before slavery. Like, I found out I'm Nigerian through my DNA test. So now I don't just say I'm Black. I say I'm Nigerian, because I have the privilege of saying I'm Peruvian, knowing what Latinx country I'm from. I should know what Black country I'm from as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
And that's one of the things one of the tragedies of this country. You had generations and generations of people that don't know where they come from.
Yeah.
That have no and when you have those type of people, like for example, Native Americans, people that are in tune with the earth, in tune with their ancestors, in tune with what's going on, and you completely rip them from that, and you create whatever you create, and they lose that grounding, like the roots to a tree. They soak everything up. If you don't have roots or to a plant, it's not going to grow.
Right.
And when we look at what's happened over the last 400 or 500 years, and we look at systemic oppression, and we look at the rise after Reconstruction, and then the burning of that down by people, like when they're like, all right, you don't have to be slaves no more, 40 acres and a mule, Jim Crow, we got all separate but equal, and it's like anytime 2 steps forward or 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And I think that's another thing that me as a Chicano, and I say that term and I use these terms because that's what's available, but is it important? Is it? And the question that I rattle my brain with is culture and having that pride in culture, is that important? Because what we find is it breeds division. People tend to, like we were saying earlier, comparing atrocities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, my land was stolen. Oh, we were enslaved. Oh, and trying to compare, atrocities is the same as trying to, compare cultures, because that's when we look at our differences is when we fight and we kill each other.
Right.
Right. So I don't know. This is something that I think about. I don't, and it's something that I want to leave y'all with. Maybe we do a podcast about it.
Word, for sure.
Yeah, because it's definitely something that I've racked my brain about and stuff. But I really appreciate y'all coming on today.
Thank you.
Word,
yeah, we're gonna get back to DJ Dani D. She's on the ones and twos. She's gonna hook us up with a little music.
Word.
Yeah. Where do we find you? How do we? When is your podcast on and all of that?
Oh, Lance.
So we are on Facebook Live every Thursday at 7:30 or 6:30 at night. I'm sorry. So if you just go to Facebook, follow the Blatino Podcast presented by Turntup TV. You could also follow Turntop TV page. And yeah, every Thursday 6:30 at night we're live. We started doing them in person, but since quarantine and stuff, we've been doing some webcam interviews and stuff. But we're excited. We're getting ready to get back in the studio with each other. And just check out the podcast. Follow us.
Or you can find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well for all the episodes.
Turned Up TV, the Blatino Podcast. These amazing people. Plug in. Let's go.
Oh, look.
Let's go.
It's the game.
Yeah. YJM. You already know. It's the Uberman tape. Uberman tape. Yeah. The real nigga. Yeah. I used to push Yola. Trapping on a Motorola. Had the coke but not the cola. Uberman, my niggas rolling. I used to move Yola. Trapping on a Motorola. Had the coke but not the cola. Uberman, my niggas rolling. I used to move Yola. Trapping on a Motorola. Had the coke but not the cola. Uberman, my niggas rolling. I used to move Yola. Trapping on a Motorola. Had the coke but not the cola. Uberman, my niggas rolling. I used to move Yola. I came for nothing, all I knew was hustling. All I knew was cussing, all I knew was mixing, making Robitussin. Had my mama fussing, telling me if I ain't get employed, I would have to go to school. And all these beats that I destroy. I told her, hush, I'm making moves. Yeah, I told her I would pay the rent. Yeah, I told her I would get a job. I did. I told her I would get a whip. I did. Even if I have to rob a nigga for the rent. Yeah, Pops used to sell dope. He did. Moms used to do hair. She did. Older brother moved coat. He did. Yeah, flip the weight like Kevin Gates. I'm working, trying to stay about them heaven gates. They lurking, trying to see what's stacking in my safe. I'm perfect, moving Percocets for better days. It's worth it, nigga. Try to press me, catch a case. I'm swerving in the city, trying to get paid. I ain't trying to get played, nope, unless a nigga on stage. I used to push Yola. Trapping on a Motorola. Had the coke but not the cola. Uberman, my niggas rolling. I used to move Yola. Trapping on a Motorola. Had the coke but not the cola. Uberman, my niggas rolling. I used to move Yola. Trapping on a Motorola. Had the coke but not the cola. Uberman, my niggas rolling. I used to move Yola. Trapping on a Motorola. Had the coke but not the cola. Uberman, my niggas rolling. I used to move Your Uberman got the bows on him. Your Uberman got the pole on him. Your Uberman got the lean on him. Your Uberman got the hose on him. I'm trying to move 100 pounds. The Cuban taxi for the high. Make me wanna gun him down. Yeah, street niggas know why. But I won't do it cause I need that nigga. Niggas gonna be asking where the weed at, nigga? But when I see that nigga, I'ma talk him down. Cause he putting stops on where we eat at, nigga. And when you pulling up, nigga, bring a scale, not a gram short or the gun drawn. It's the Michael Jordan, that's the 45. Put your hairline back like Bron. I feel felt like Ace when he left the cleaners, counted 10K without a money counter. Fuck a out of towner, I can make this money in the city if it ain't a bounty hunter. All my niggas gonna fuck a undercover, better have a plan trying to catch me up. Got a better chance trying to have a bad bitch set me up, nigga. I used to push Yola Yola, trapping on a Motorola. Had the coke but not the cola. Uber man, my niggas rollin'. I used to move Yola Yola, trapping on a Motorola. Had the coke but not the cola. Uber man, my niggas rollin'. I used to move Yola Yola, trapping on a Motorola. Had the coke but not the cola. Uber man, my niggas rollin'. I used to move Yola Yola, trapping on a Motorola. Had the coke but not the cola. Uber man, my niggas rollin'. I used to move Yola Yola.
Protected, needed love and affection. Baby boy, don't make me question how the hell this happened, baby. Oh, don't treat this like practice, baby. Oh, don't have me out here acting crazy. Don't treat this like practice, baby. Practice, baby. Any love, we don't make any truth. And every time I make love, I wanna make it with you. Ooh. Just don't treat this like practice, baby. I need you to recognize that it's game time. Can you hold it down on the baseline? See, we gotta invest in the same time. In the same time, if you want it, we can take it there. Foul after foul, you ain't playing fair. Gotta play, you need to stick to. Coach K don't make me sub you. Big bro shoot like he played you. Past girls got you thinking I'ma play you. But I play with love, I learned my lesson, baby. And in your arms I felt protected, baby. How the hell this happened, baby? Don't treat this like practice, baby. Don't have me out here acting crazy. Just don't treat this like practice, baby. Practice, baby. We don't make any love, we don't make any truth. But every time I make love, I wanna make it with you.
You're checking out DJ Dani D in the mix, Denver's finest. Let's get it.
So I didn't realize we were live. We are live. Hi, my name's Adrian, FamBAM Productions, repping CALLYWOOD Productions, and this is the Colorado Culture Connection. We've got Angeles and Gio here today with us.
Hello, hello.
So first off, what we like to do is we make sure everybody has their own, all of their social media out there, because what we're trying to do is build a network and a following within each other. And so go ahead, drop your all of your social media information, everything.
So I am on Instagram and Twitter as @real ANGELES and then another S, so double S @real ANGELES.
Mine is Gio Official, GIOFFICIAL. Did I spell that right? __, and then on my Twitter it will be G Official as well, GIOFFICIAL ___. So apparently there's too many G Officials out there.
So go follow him right now. That's an order. Go follow him. We need you and everybody that's watching to show support, and really this is to build up your local community and local artists such as them. So where can we find your music?
We're on every streaming platform. Our Forever EP is out, and you can find our Forever music video also on YouTube as Forever Music Video, Gio and Angeles.
Okay, perfect. So tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit of how you got into music, and you know what you've done, you know, from when you started, where you're at now, and just fill us in a little bit.
Yeah, of course. So my name is Angeles Santana. I was born and raised in Dominican Republic until I was 14 years old. I was always around music all my life. I have a merengue singer dad and a dentist mom. We always sang at church, and we're really involved with school. Like in the church, they always knew I also sang in my school and church, and I don't know, I was just always involved in that. And once I moved to Florida, I started doing musical theater down at the community theater in Naples, Florida, and that's where I got to meet Gio. He was actually working at a Starbucks. And you should go, so we can meet at that point.
Yeah, so I was, my name is Gio. I was born and raised in Puerto Rico, Humacao, Puerto Rico. I moved to Florida when I was 13. I wasn't really musically involved in Puerto Rico per se, but I did play music with my grandpa. And you know, I always knew that music was my calling. And so I moved to Florida when I was 13, and then eventually I just grew tired of Florida. Before I moved out of Florida, I met Angeles when I was working at Starbucks, and she was actually at the rehearsing at the theater that was like a couple blocks away. One day, like I just started singing, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, you can sing!" And I'm like, "Yeah, I can."
Yeah, we started harmonizing. We're like, "Oh my goodness, we have to be friends," and that's literally what happened. Yeah. It was an instant friendship. I made him like a little bracelet for friendship, and ever since we've been singing together.
Yeah, and we've been connected for sure.
Nice. So then, did you move out to Colorado together?
No, so I moved to Colorado first in 2015, I believe, 2015. And Angeles, she was still living at home, so she needed to like finish school out there, and I pretty much told her like, hey, I'm moving to Denver, like you're more than welcome to come live with me within a year, you know, when you finish school. She was like what? What do you mean?
That's literally what happened. He came to say goodbye the night before. And he's like, well, I'm moving to Colorado. If you want to come with me someday, more than welcome to. I'll be there. And I'm like, there's no way I'm going to go to Colorado in 1 year. And 1 year later, I'm like, okay, I need to get out of here. It was funny because we lived in a retirement town, kind of, and there wasn't really much to do there other than go to the beach and, you know,
yeah,
sing.
it's very beautiful, but it's definitely not like for younger people like us, you know, trying to pursue music.
We felt like in a box. We just have so many dreams and things we want to do. So he took the first step to leave, and then I followed him.
And I didn't come to Denver with the intention of making music, but I knew that that's something that I wanted to pursue all of my life. Eventually, once I was already like stable here, I started to focus on actually doing it, not just saying I want to pursue music. And I actually went on Craigslist and I met Bill Simmons. He's actually our manager.
Thank you, Bill Simmons.
Thank you so much, Bill.
What's up, Bill?
I found him on Craigslist, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, we just right away like clicked. We both wanted to work together, and I brought up Angeles right away. I'm like, look, like this person, she's amazing. Like she needs to be part of this too. And little do we know, like here we are, like making music, and we have a whole EP out, and we're just really proud of ourselves.
Nice. So talk about the EP a little bit. What's kind of the concept and your inspiration for it, really?
Forever EP. It was fun making it. I can say that. All of our beats that were brought to us were so inspiring. They all kind of had their own little story just with the rhythm. And me and Gio have always been on the same level when it comes to composing and making a song kind of like a little, an environment, most like. And so
creating a vibe.
Right, exactly, absolutely.
Yeah, and so like for every EP, I feel like our inspiration was like our hometowns. If you really think about it, like there's a lot of like reggaeton stuff, and that like Forever itself, it's actually more like R&B, right? It would be considered R&B-ish, but like we also wanted to like bring in like and our other songs like part of our like our culture, and like there's like also like Spanish songs on there as well, which is pretty cool.
I'll say there's really good mixes. There's reggaeton, hip hop. There's they're all like their little People that have heard it and our fans have said that every time they listen to it, they can close their eyes and they feel somewhere else. So that's what I like about it. It can take you on your little journey.
Nice. And so, I mean, I have to do this because I'm a partner in it. Shout out to Paul Jr., Mint Audio.
Yep.
Just wanted to let you know, or
Paul
ask
Jr.
you, where do you record? Tell us a little bit about that.
Of course. So thankfully, via Bill Simmons, we were able to find Paul, our amazing producer. Such an inspiration. Ever since we met, we've been trying to create new things, and he's always so on top of it. We've learned so much from him too.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
He definitely like in like writing per se. Like Paul has definitely been a big part of my growth musically, and I definitely appreciate it. I think we probably will be working with him like in the future 100%.
Of course, he's definitely in our future plans. He's so awesome to work with. Mint Audio, shout
Mint
out.
Audio, yep.
Yeah, so check us out, Mint Audio on Instagram, Facebook. We are taking people all day, every day. So yeah, check us out there. This is Angeles Gio. Hey, I thank you guys so much for being
Thank
here.
you.
And
Thank you
guys
for
are
having
about
us.
to, yeah, you're about to check them out and see what they're all about. So please tune in, share this, like this, share it with all your friends, your family. They're a dynamic duo. So thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Thank
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Barely alive, can barely breathe. Hunger to die, was this love real? Screaming once again that I don't love you, when I know deep inside I can control you. I'm screaming once again that I don't love you, but this feeling's hard to wash away. The more we try, we can't pretend. This love will be the death of us. Why do we come back to this suicidal love? Yeah, we are hurt again. We can detain the train. I can try to escape if I wasn't in chains, but I hesitate cause I like the mistake, Nothing else to discuss, I'm about to go nuts. One moment you're in love, but the next we break up. I would like to shut up, but I'm getting fed up. I can feel it in my gut, should I just give up? Man, I want it to be perfect, but I know what's up. You know how to push my buttons, I know how to let you. I don't wanna die from nothing, but I die when I make you. This love will be the death of us. Why do we come back to this suicidal love? Can't save myself, suicidal love. Ooh, no, I can't save myself. For this kind of love. This love will be the death. This love will be the death of us. Why do we come back to this suicidal love? This love will be love you. No. Why do we come back to this suicidal love? There's not a pill, not a medicine strong enough to cure this pain. There is not a key, not a guarantee to keep this pain away from us.
Yeah, that was the one, for sure.
Hello, you've reached the CBC.
How many times did I beg for you? How many times it? You said we were through. You said I'm not for you. After all that I have been put through, I feel like we fight all the time and it's pointless. And at the end of the day we feel worthless. I feel like we tried but not hard enough. Tell me where's the love? I don't know what I did to make you leave. All I know is that you were mine, oh mine. I don't know what I did to make you leave. All I know is that you were mine, mine. First and foremost, I haven't been the same since I saw the door close. I wanna scream your name so loud that only Lord knows that I messed up. I need you and I want you back for more though. Feels like I was like when I used to hold the sides of your torso. More so dreaming and I can't escape the war zone. Together on the floor alone, surrendering our hormones. I fell for you on that day you told me this was your home. But now you're gone though, and I need you pronto. I need to tell you I didn't mean those things in our combo. So much more to say, but it's a lot though. Ice cream, but it ain't real, it's gelato. And I'm feeling lost, yo, all alone inside this empty condo. Social media is all I got, so watch what I post. Fronting like I'm happy and I got goals, but I know it's only the beginning of a long road. I don't know what I did to make you leave. All I know is that you were mine, oh mine. I don't know what I did to make you leave. All I know is that you were mine, oh mine. And I'm feeling lost, you. It's only the beginning of a long road. And I'm feeling lost, you. It's only the beginning of a long road. I can't be with you anymore. When I ask her friends, they avoid the conversation. And I can tell you wanna keep your reputation. How do I tell my heart you want my past? I guess we just can't make it last. Oh no, I don't know what I did to make you leave. You are mine, you are mine, you are mine. I don't know what I did to make you leave. You are mine. No, gracias a Diosito que yo ya me encontré. Ya no te necesito, tú eres cosa de ayer.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you.
I'll give you time to head on the right direction. I'll show you that I'm worth of your time and trust. I know that this love could last forever. I'll take care of your heart. It's now or never. Looking into your brown eyes, I can see you're scared inside. I wanna show you that I care. I'll take it slow so I can learn to love you. Give you all the love you deserve to have and restore your broken heart, babe. I wanna be the one to lift you up when you're down. I wanna be the one to hold you tight when you feel alone and you can't find home. You're not on your own. I'll be your strength when you're weak. Give me a chance and
Just
see.
give me time to head in the right direction. I'll show you that I'm worth of my time and trust. No, this love is real, babe. Yes, so real, babe. No, you're so real, babe.
I know that you want some time to wanna make sure this is right. I'll give you all the time you want. I just wanna make sure we have the same affection, a connection, more than a projection on me, babe. Cause I get too attached and needy just sometimes, and I laugh really hard, especially when we talk about your day. And forgive me if I may, love it when you tell me every detail. Tell me, does it seem too hazy, or is this feeling clear for you? Think sometimes we'll
I'll give you time to head on the right direction.
gotta give it to the
I'll show
head.
you that I'm worth of your time and trust.
Show me,
Tell me, is this real, baby? How real? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
No, no, no,
Oh,
no.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
But we need to move more.